Mercy, O Lord, that we shall today also honor thy name in all we think, do, and say. Almighty God, we pray thee, bless our land and all its people. This all we pray in the name of Jesus Christ our Lord. Amen. Affirmation. I solemnly affirm that I will be faithful to the Republic of Namibia and its people, and I solemnly promise to uphold and defend the Constitution and laws of the Republic of Namibia to the best of my ability. Announcements. This month, Namibia commemorates the passing on of our founding president and father of the Namibian nation, Dr. Sem Shafishuna Nujoma, on the 8th of February 2025, and that of our third president, Dr. Hage Geingob, on the 4th of February 2024. The late presidents were both liberation struggle icons and founders of our democratic republic. It is thus befitting that the Assembly joins the nation in honoring these two political giants of our time who dedicated their lives to the service of our country and the advancement of our democratic ideals. The Assembly has also noted the death of Tatekuru Matthias Kanana Hishono, the father of Honorable Abed Hishono, our colleague, who passed away on the 14th of January 2026. The Assembly further noted the passing on of Honorable Erkin Himtina, a former member of the National Assembly and of Cabinet, who served in several ministerial portfolios between 1997 and 2000. Honorable Himtina passed away on Saturday, the 7th of February 2026. Finally, we have noted with great sadness the untimely passing of Ms. Justine Shiweda, a former control prosecutor who succumbed to her injuries on Saturday, the 7th of February 2026, following a brutal attack on her last year. We extend heartfelt condolences to the families of the deceased, and I would like to ask that we rise to observe a minute of silence in honor of the deceased. May their souls rest in peace. Finally, yesterday, the 9th of February 2026, Namibia commemorated the Constitution Day, a day of profound national significance that marks the adoption of the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia in 1990. This historic moment laid the foundation for a democratic state founded on the principles of freedom, equality, justice, and the rule of law. May we continue to strive for the realization of the values of our Constitution. I thank you. Now, are there any messages from the head of state? Any petitions? Any reports of standing or select committee? Other reports and papers? Yes, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, honorable members. In compliance with Section 6, Subclause 3 of the Ombudsman Act number 7 of 1990, I lay upon the table the annual report of the Office of the Ombudsman for the year 2024 and the investigation report on the allegation of discrimination and maladministration in the recruitment process of assistant tax officers by the Namibia Revenue Agency, in short, NAMRA. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. The Honorable Member may please table the report. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Accordingly, also in compliance with Section 15 and 116 of the Electoral Act number 5 of 2014, I lay upon the table for discussion the annual report of the Electoral Commission of Namibia for the year 2024-2025 and the performance assessment and post-election report for the Grootfontein, Kabe South, Kamanya, Chuarongo, and Sesfontein constituencies by-elections held on the 17th of June, the year 2025. I so move, Honorable Speaker.
Yes, Honorable Member may please table the report. Thank you. Honorable Venani? Honorable
Question.
Oh, we are not yet at the question. Honorable Wampanda, are you also on the question? Okay. So then, any further reports of standing or select committees? Yes, Honorable Nekundi.
Honorable Speaker, I lay upon the table, one, the integrated annual report of NAMPOT for the year 2025 financial year, and the integrated annual report of Namibia Civil Aviation Authority, NCAA, for the year 2024-2025. As all moved, Honorable Speaker.
Please table the report. Honorable Lutuhezi. Question? Okay, Honorable Mpanda is question. Honorable Moto, question. Okay, Honorable Mongo, question. Okay, so then we proceed. Other reports and papers? Okay, then we come to questions. Honorable Venani.
Honorable Speaker, I rise to ask a question to the Honorable Minister of Agriculture, Fisheries and all those matters of the land. I wish to bring to the attention of the House a matter of serious concern on the dairy and poultry sectors which require strategic support to ensure sustainable production and strengthen food security nationwide. Namibia's poultry industry, while growing, remains small and largely localized with limited veterinary services and variable biosecurity practices. Recent data indicates that milk production has risen to 4.2 million liters in the third quarter, representing a 7.5 annual increase and an 11% rise from the previous quarter. Despite these gains, challenges remain in achieving self-sufficiency and fully utilizing the country's agricultural infrastructure. I therefore wish to ask the Honourable Minister the following. Honourable Minister, how many dairy cows are required for Namibia to achieve self-sufficiency in milk production, and how can additional cows be sourced internationally under veterinary requirements? 2, what financing mechanisms and strategic measures are needed to establish a self-sustaining national dairy sector? 3, how many chickens are required to meet Namibia's demand for eggs and meat, and what is the current shortfall in production? And lastly, what strategies and programs is the ministry implementing to support rural farmers in establishing poultry projects and becoming self-sufficient producers? Honourable Speaker, I so submit.
Thank you. Table the question, please. Honourable Lutuhezi.
Honorable Speaker, I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 12th of February 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Finance, Honorable Erika Shafuda, the following questions. Honorable Minister, biometric fingerprint data is permanent and irreplaceable. If retained or compromised, it exposes citizens to lifelong identity fraud. unauthorized access to financial and government systems, fraudulent benefit claims, and potential misuse beyond the control of the state. Unlike passwords or bank cards, biometric data cannot be changed once exposed, making any failure in its governance a permanent national risk, especially in the absence of a Data Protection Act to regulate, safeguard, and enforce accountability for the handling of such sensitive personal data. Following the transition of social grants payment to NAMPOST, I wish to ask the following questions. What happened to the biometric fingerprint data of Namibian citizens that was collected and stored by the previous service provider? Did the Ministry of Finance include within the service level agreement or contract explicit provisions requiring the secure deletion, disposal, or lawful transfer of this biometric data upon termination of the previous service provider services? If such provisions exist, has the disposal or transfer been completed? Who verifies this process? And can this house be provided with documentary proof of compliance? If no such provisions exist, what immediate steps is the ministry taking to ensure that the previous service provider no longer retains, controls, or has access to the biometric fingerprints of our citizens? Honorable Speaker, I so submit.
Please table the questions. Honorable Ampanda.
I have one written and the other one urgent oral. On Tuesday, 3rd February 2026, Justice Zeyacha, a judge of the High Court of the Republic of Namibia, made a compelling statement within a court order. In a case with Ambeko Namibia Catering Services versus Chairperson of the Central Procurement Board of Namibia. In explaining a postponement of a judgment, the judge stated the following: delivery of the judgment must be postponed. Today is the 13th court day since I'm back from leave, which was part of the recess. And for 2026, I have to date delivered 5 judgments. 2 judgments are with proofreaders, and another will be submitted for proofreading today or tomorrow. Thus, for 2026, I have to date written 8 judgments. A day has 24 hours. I am human. The system's expectation, which to date have provided no relief despite the current unreasonable workload brought about by crisis workforce shortages, is inhuman. Something must change drastically. For the time being, there is no change. The result is that something has got to give. I chose it not to be me anymore at the cost of my personal health. For a High Court judge trained in restraint and circumspection, ending up delivering such a public cry for help is indicative of a profound systemic failure. The center is not holding. We must be clear. Justice Deyacha's cry and decision must not and cannot fall on deaf ears. It must be taken seriously. This alarming posture follows recent industrial action by magistrate, which halted court operation and must be read alongside long-standing concern over the working condition of all judicial officers, including prosecutors. The tragic death of Prosecutor Justin Chiweda further underscored the gravity of the systemic issues. Notice is hereby given that on Thursday, 18 February 2026, the Minister of Justice and Labour Relations, Honorable Wise Emmanuel, will be asked the following. As the portfolio minister responsible for submitting, motivating, and defending the resources for Vote 16, justice under the appropriation bill in this House, and these matters directly fall under your purview. In this connection, I thus ask the following. What is the Ministry's assessment of the specific concern regarding workload, staffing, and judicial welfare raised by Justice Deyacha? 2. Is Justice Deyacha on strike? What is the Judicial Service Commission position on the matter raised in the court order? 3. What specific measures and mechanisms does the Judicial Service Commission have to address mental health and well-being of judicial officers? 4. What concrete time-bound plans does the Ministry, in conjunction with the judiciary, have to address the crisis of workforce shortage and unsustainable workloads? Please update the National Assembly on the outcome of the recent magistrate strike and the status of any resolution aimed at preventing further industrial action. Given the severity of the situation, will the Minister consider advising the President to to institute an independent audit or commission of inquiry into the state of the Namibian justice system. I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Please table the questions. You may please table the questions. Yes, Honorable Moto.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 19th February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Industries, Mines and Energy in Namibia, Honorable Modestus Amutse, on the insights provided by the Electricity Control Board concerning the current electricity tariffs within Namibia. Honorable Minister, NAM Power Distribution requested an increase of 3.02%, which a 1.7% was approved. At the same time, Synered applied for a 5.8 increase and 3.8 being approved, among others. The board has elucidated that the current framework operates under a cost-plus tariff methodology, enabling utilities to recover operational expenses while securing a regulated return on assets. Annual reviews include consultations with stakeholders, but the current framework does not include and fully evaluate the socio-economic factors within the country. There are no binding assessments of household income trends, wage growth, or affordability of low-income groups. Currently, 59.5% of households have access to electricity. Among these, 46.9% rely on off-grid energy solutions. The statistics also include that approximately 200,000 rural households and 94,000 urban households remain without electricity. Electricity has transcended from utility costs emerging to critical determinants of food security, educational opportunities, and preservation of basic dignity. I therefore shall ask the following. Number one, given that the electricity tariffs are adjusted annually to reflect the rising utility costs, why is there no equivalent mechanisms within the tariff settings framework to assess or limit increase in relation to wage growth, household trends, and real purchasing powers of consumers? While the ECB indicates that stakeholders' consultations conducted annually, can the Minister clarify that the inputs of low-income households, informal settlements, and vulnerable consumers are meaningfully incorporated within tariff decisions, and whether the tariff applications have rejected or been reduced on affordability grounds? And three, does the Minister agree that the current cost-plus tariff methodology effectively transfers economic risk from utilities to households? And if so, what policy measures are being considered to rebalance the risk of consumer protection and social equity? And lastly, the Solanjupa Community Advocacy Committee has not yet received appointment letters from the ECB, nor have any meetings been scheduled. Can the Minister clarify how consultations will be arranged? And if there were consultations, can you provide minutes in this regard? I so submit.
Yes. Honorable Mongo.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 19 February, I shall ask the Minister of Health, Social Services, Honorable Dr. Esperance Lubindao the following. Honorable Minister, Namibia's healthcare system is under severe strain with only 832 medical doctors, mostly concentrated in urban areas, leaving rural population critically underserved. Specialist coverage is vital in vital fields such as anesthesia, neurosurgery, infectious disease, and critical care is alarmingly low, while high vacancies rate, poor retention, and limited training capacity threaten the effectiveness of public health care. Addressing this workforce shortage and building robust local medical capacity must be an urgent national imperative. I therefore ask the following questions. Please provide a summary of all medical doctors employed in the public sector, distinguishing between those trained locally and internationally. Indicate how many doctors are currently unemployed and outline the strategies in place to integrate them into public health sectors, especially in rural and underserved regions. Given that certain critical specialties like anesthesia, neurosurgery, infectious disease, critical care, and oncology have extremely limited representation, what concrete plans does the ministry have to train and recruit more specialists in these areas? And lastly, what measures have been taken to retain doctors and specialists, specifically in public hospitals and rural areas, where vacancies are most severe? I so submit.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable members, I give notice that on Thursday, the 19th of February 2026, I shall ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister, Dr. Elijah Chitungangulare, the following. The Right Honorable Prime Minister, I rise to raise the matter of great human distress and constitutional concern affecting Namibian families whose, having pursued further study in good faith, are now facing the imminent loss of their homes and property through court action by commercial banks. These citizens, among them nurses who resigned their posts for further skills in response to new academic requirements and subsequently turned to work on probation, have been a significant personal sacrifice for a good of our nation's health system and workforce development. Many have financed their studies with personal loans and now face property auction and loss of homes, despite being reinstated in active service and contributing to national recovery. The psychological, social, and economic impact of losing one's home after such sacrifice is profound and deeply concerning. While we respect the independence of judiciary as guaranteed under Article 78 of Namibian Constitution, which vests judicial power in courts and protect their role free from executive interference, and government also has constitutional duty to consider the well-being and dignity of citizens, to pursue policies that promote justice and equitable development. Against this background, I wish to ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister to intervene in this matter by engaging the relevant ministries and financial institutions to ensure fair and human treatment for these vulnerable citizens in particular. Number one, can the Right Honorable Prime Minister direct that affect public servants such as nurses who resigned to pursue further study and have since returned to service and provide with formal letter from their respective human resources department confirming their employment status, probation, and service continuity, to assist them in negotiating with banks and lenders to prevent losses of their homes? Question 2. Is the Right Honorable Prime Minister able to engage with the Ministry of Justice and Attorney General Office to the banker sector to explore temporary moratoriums and restructuring options that prevent to action of primary residents where there is incomplete information on ongoing employment or demonstrable effort to honor debt obligation? Second last, what step can the Right Honorable Prime
Honorable Member, your time is up. Yes, thank you. So I just would like to advise the MPs to please try to summarize the preamble to your question. Yeah. Honorable Brinkman, you are listed here, so you didn't ask for
Oral. Oral question, Speaker.
Oral, okay.
Yeah.
Honorable Karonda.
Thank you, Speaker. I give notice that on the 12th of February, I shall ask the Right Honorable Prime Minister the following question. Most young Namibians of school-going age, as well as many working men and women, are exposed to the dangers of drug and substance abuse. It is evident from our daily experiences as parents and all guardians that accessing drugs and intoxicating substances, especially at most public schools, is so easy, and our children have fallen prey to drug dealers. Drugs such as cannabis and alcohol have robbed our children of their mental health, and there is nothing more unbearable to a parent than to watch their children's mental health deteriorate. Parents keep losing their children to drugs, and our communities keep losing some of their most promising youth to the same scourge. Some of the gruesome crimes, including but not limited to murder, are committed by individuals who mostly suffer from one form of drug addiction or another. At times, we refer to these
as domestic violence, but no one seems to tell us exactly what the root causes of these crimes are and what is being done to help our people. First question, how much of a problem is drug and substance abuse to government, especially among the youth and the adult population? How well equipped are our schools in dealing with this problem, and how many of our young people in schools are affected by this problem? Do we have any records? How many rehabilitation centers does government have, and where are they? Are these centers easily accessible to those in need? Are they properly equipped to handle this ever-growing challenge? Apart from schools, another breeding ground for drugs and substance abuse are our prison cells, prompting the question, how well trained is our police force, as well as our correctional service, in dealing with the problem of drug and substance abuse? What has been the impact of existing programs, if at all any, and how have any been coordinated, and how have they been coordinated across ministries? How inclusive is the current youth development funding when so many of the young are on the outside, on the outskirts of rehabilitation? I thank you.
Very good. He fitted within his time. Yes, struggle credentials. Honorable Ehu.
I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 19 February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Urban and Rural Development, Honorable Sankwaza James Sankwaza, the following questions. The President of the Republic of Namibia, in a maiden State of Nation address dated 24 April 2026, states the following under paragraph 92. I quote, "We have set ourselves to address the situation of informal settlements, the national alliance between the public-private sectors, members of society in the upgrading of informal settlements, and the accelerated delivery of low-cost residential housing and sanitation continues to be critical. Going forward, the 8th administration has planned to construct 10,000 low-cost social housing per annum and 50,000 units over a 5-year term. The mass formalization of informal settlements will continue or will commence in earnest. The President further states in paragraph 93, and I quote, "There is a need for innovation to augment institutional capacities and decongest the bureaucratic bottlenecks that have for too long undermined supply of urban land and housing. To this end, the Minister of Urban and Rural Development is directed to establish a special land delivery task force under existing laws, restructure the Townships Board, and capacitate the Surveyor General's Office to fast-track surveying to create more land, housing opportunities." Honourable Minister of the urban land and housing crisis remains a colossal concern, with approximately 80% of the urban population living in informal settlements or backyard shacks without basic services, while an alarming 89% of Namibians do not have access to affordable housing through commercial loans. I therefore pose the following questions. With just 1.5 months remaining before the end of the 2025-2026 fiscal year, can the Minister provide a detailed report of the total service land and the total low-cost housing that have been delivered to date in respect of each settlement, village, town, or city? What urgent actions will the Ministry implement in the remaining days of 2025-2026 fiscal year to ensure compliance with the President's promise to deliver to the nation about 10,000 low-cost housing nationwide? What measures has the Ministry initiated with respect to the establishment of the Special Land Delivery Task Force under existing laws and the restructuring of the Townships Board and capacitation of the Surveyor General's Office to fast-track land survey? The last question, Honourable Minister, how has the Ministry augmented institutional capacity, particularly within local authorities, to deal with bureaucratic bottlenecks in urban land delivery? I so submit.
Please table the questions, Honourable. Honourable Klute.
the floor. Thank you. Honorable Speaker, I hereby give notice that on 19 February 2026, I'll ask the Honorable Minister of International Relations and Trade, is absent, what grey listing is costing Namibian trade? Honorable Speaker, in 2023, this House fast-tracked 13 laws to prevent FATF grey listing and passed every one of those laws. The result, we got grey listed on 23 February 2024 regardless. Rushing laws without enforcing them produces failure at our exporters' expense. The cost is now concrete. Since 5th August 2025, the EU requires enhanced due diligence on every Namibian transaction, every letter of credit for our beef, every insurance policy for our oil. The EU absorbs 79.6% of our beef exports and finances our petroleum sector. This is a trade crisis. On 6 February 2026, 85% of PEL 104 was sold by two entities, 8 offshore investments holdings and Maravilla Oil and Gas, that nobody can identify. The minister was notified minutes before the press release. Total Energies called our regulatory approval customary, a rubber stamp. That is grey listing in practice. Our sovereignty treated as a formality because our systems lack credibility. I asked the minister, what is grey listing costing Namibian trade? The IMF estimates 7.6% of GDP in reduced capital inflows. Does the ministry have a Namibia-specific figure? If not, how does it govern trade without measuring our biggest trade barrier? 2, what has it cost our beef exporters since August 2025? Have exporters reported delayed payments, higher compliance costs, or lost contracts? Will the minister table correspondence from MITCO or the Meat Board? 3, who owns these companies holding our petroleum licenses? PEL 104 was sold by entities of unknown ownership. How many other PEL holders have beneficial ownership that cannot be verified? 4, did the 13 fast-track laws produce a single prosecution? Can the minister name one enforcement action? If rushing legislation worked, why are we still grey listed 2 years later? 5, and final, will the minister table a trade impact assessment within 90 days so this House can govern with evidence, not assumption? I so submit on the vote.
Honorable Thomas.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. That on Thursday, February 17, 2026, I will ask the Honorable Minister of Health and Social Services that last week, on February 8, 2026, the city of Windhoek ordered all stores in capital city to remove the Nestle Special Pro Age A formula from the rack. The municipality said in public notice that the Nestle Special Pro A infant formula is being recalled due to the possible process of circulate a toxin produced by Bacillus cereus that pose a serious risk to food safety in Namibia. Beginning in September 2025, the impact produced was distributed via international wholesalers and the larger retailers. It is recommended that the parent or caregivers who bought the formula cease use it right one and return it to the store where they bought it. Additionally, they are encouraged to keep an eye out for a symptom in a newborn, such as a frequent vomiting, diarrhea and unusual fatigue, and to consult a doctor even if symptom is minor or inexistent. My question, why is it limited to the main city only? What about other town and the rural development cities? Since it was discovered, how many products was recalled back to the safety? To what extent? And how many harm does it cause to our collective? How is the ministry going to produce or recover or keep it safe? How far this product so far spread throughout Namibia? How many kids are impacted by this necessary non-special pro-HA already affected? I so submit.
Yeah. Please table the questions, Honorable Member. Honorable Likanda.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 19th of February 2026, I shall ask the Honorable Minister of Environment, Forest and Tourism the following questions. The Gaming and Entertainment Control Act 2018 places statutory obligations on the Gaming Board and the Minister to promote consumer education, protect vulnerable persons, rehabilitate those affected by addiction, and ensure that gambling activities contribute fairly to national revenue. Concerns persist regarding implementation, accountability, rehabilitation outcomes, the regulation and taxation of foreign and online gambling operators targeting Namibian consumers. It is against this background that I put the following questions to the Honorable Minister. What specific consumer education and awareness programs on the risk and socio-economic impacts of gambling have been implemented since the enactment of the Gaming and Entertainment Control Act 2018? What specific steps have been taken to ensure that rural communities, youth, and the low-income households who are most vulnerable to gambling-related harm are adequately reached by these programs? How much revenue have been collected into the Gambling Trust Fund for each financial year since 2019? Section 28 of the Gambling and Entertainment Control Act of 2018 provides for the rehabilitation of persons addicted to gambling. What types of rehabilitation services have been funded to date, including counseling, treatment programs, referral to health facilities, or community-based interventions? How many foreign or online gambling operators currently offer online services to Namibian consumers? And how many of these are licensed under the Namibian law? Are foreign gambling operators required to pay corporate tax, levies, or withholding taxes on income derived from Namibian players? If not so, why? Honorable Speaker, I so submit.
Yes, thank you. If it is found to be there, it would be excluded. Yes, Honorable Priest.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 19th of February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Works and Transport, Honorable Veiko Nekundi, the following. Road safety remains a critical issue in Namibia, with both alcohol and drug impairment contributing to accidents and fatalities. Under the Road Traffic and Transport Act of 1999, driving under the influence of drugs is prohibited. However, current legislation does not explicitly authorize the use of on-the-spot roadside drug screening devices, such as saliva swabs, to detect drug-impaired drivers. The absence of a roadside mechanism for detecting or testing for drug impairment may limit enforcement and delay intervention until after accidents occur or laboratory analysis confirm impairment. I therefore wish to ask the Honourable Minister the following. Does the Ministry plan to review or amend the Road Traffic and Transport Act of 1999 to explicitly allow on-the-spot roadside drug screening for drivers suspected of drug impairment? Could the Minister clarify how Namibian police currently detect and prosecute drug-impaired driving, and whether there are challenges due to the absence of on-the-spot roadside drug testing devices? Has the Ministry considered adopting internationally recognized roadside drug testing protocols such as saliva swab testing used in countries like South Africa, Australia and New Zealand to strengthen enforcement? And lastly, if the Ministry were to implement on-the-spot road drug screening, what would be the estimated costs, training requirements and operational plan for nationwide deployment? I so submit, Honourable Speaker.
Chief Whip.
Where is your whip?
Honorable Lukato.
Honourable Speaker, Member of Parliament, the leaders of various political parties, good day, and thank you very much for the platform. On Tuesday, today, 10 February 2026, I hereby give note that on Tuesday, 17 February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Environment, Tourism, my relative sister, Honourable Lenny Daniel, the following questions. In regard, we see misapplication of wildlife legislation. Honourable Minister, are you aware that police officers in the Kunene region, and not only Kunene, entire regions, routinely ignore the wildlife ordinance provision permitting farmers to harvest 3 huntable game animals without permitting? Why are some other community farmers repeatedly stopped and threatened for activities expressly allowed by law, while other community farmers engage freely in daily transport and the sale of game meat? The following will be the ministry committed to the following: restraining officers on statutory wild provisions, investigations, discriminatory application of hunting regulations. I so submit, Honourable Speaker.
Thank you. Honourable Member, please table the question. Honourable Kanderobo.
Thank you so much, Speaker. I hereby give notice that on the 19th February this year, I shall ask Minister of Health and Social Service, Honorable Dr. Esperanza Vidal, the following questions. Honorable Minister, are you aware that there are no vaccine for rabies in our northern state hospital at Shikuku, Oshakati, and Onajokwe, to be specific, so that you can zoom in proper? And the sad part is that most of the private pharmacies are running out of this vaccine. Let's not forget the fact that most of the people who are being bitten by pigs and dogs are the ones who are living in rural areas, and those people have no medical aid and no any means they can afford to buy them on their own. Rabies virus gets into your body when the saliva or spit of an infected animal gets into an open wound, usually from the bite. It moves very slowly along nerves into your central nervous system, your brain and spinal cord. When it reaches your brain, the damage causes neurological symptoms. From there, rapis leads to coma and death. Rapis is preventable through I'm educating you guys. I'm educating. Call them to order, Speaker. My questions, let me stop the lecturing session now. Honorable Minister, what are you going to do about this situation? Rabies virus is not a light virus, though people take it very lightly. How many people are we going to lose due to this carelessness of the health department? How many people have been bitten by the dogs or pigs in Namibia so far? How many of them never gotten any of these pharmaceutical products and have been referred to order from private pharmacies? When are you going to stock up your pharmacy countrywide with this vaccine? I so submit. Short and sweet.
Thank you. Honorable, I table the question. Yes. Now, honorable members, beside Honorable Ampanda and Honorable Brinkman, who have indicated they want to ask oral agent question, I have on the list Honorable Mbinge, Honorable Mwashindange, Honorable Mbuti. Do these honorable members also want to ask oral questions? Okay, then I will give them the floor first, Honorable Mbinge, because we must come to oral questions only when we are done. It's notified. Yes, just press your button and then you do. Yes. Honorable Mbinge.
Thank you. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, 19 February 2026, I shall ask the Minister of Health and Social Services, Honorable Dr. Esperanza Vidal, the following. The decision by the United States of America to officially withdraw from the World Health Organization on the 22nd January 2026 represents a significant shift in global health governance, with real and lasting implications for developing countries that rely on coordinated international health systems. Namibia's disease surveillance and technical capacity remain deeply interconnected with global institutions such as the World Health Organization. It is therefore important to fully understand how this geopolitical development may affect Namibia's health program. I therefore ask the following. Has the ministry assessed the short, medium, and long-term impact of the USA withdrawal from the World Health Organization in Namibia's health system? And will this assessment be tabled before Parliament? Which World Health Organization supported technical and capacity building programs in Namibia are at risk due to the reduced World Health Organization funding? How does the ministry intend to safeguard Namibia's early warning systems and outbreak response capabilities in the event that the global disease surveillance network coordinated by the World Health Organization become weakened? How is Namibia strengthening collaboration with the Africa Center for Disease Control and SANDC to address potential gaps from a weakened World Health Organization? And what resources are being allocated to this partnership? How does the ministry intend to position Namibia diplomatically and strategically within the evolving global health order to ensure that our national health priorities continue to receive adequate technical support, funding, and global cooperation? I so submit the
Honorable member, may please table the questions. Honorable Mwashindange, oral. Okay, Honorable Mbuti.
Thank you very much, Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Thursday, the 12th of February 2026, I will ask the Honorable Minister of Education, Innovation, Youth, Sport, Arts and Culture, Honorable Sanet Steenkamp, the following questions. Honorable Minister, the national policy on inclusive education seeks to ensure access to quality education for all learners, including children with disabilities. Can the minister indicate how many children with disabilities are currently not placed in school and specify regions most affected by these challenges? Number 2, given that resource, school and units exist in other regions, can the minister explain whether these schools are adequately staffed and equipped to support learners with severe disabilities? And if so, why more than 400 children remain without placement? What concrete plans and timelines does the ministry have to establish additional state-run specialized schools in regions outside commerce in order to reduce the current backlog of unplaced learners? I so submit, Honorable Speaker. Thank you.
I did. Yes. Honorable Ampanda on agent oral questions.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I have an agent oral to the Prime Minister. Prime Minister, yesterday we had a very beautiful event at State House where about more than 10 diplomats were submitting their letter of credence to the President to represent their country. Now, I ask this question having read the Vienna Convention on diplomatic relations. Now, for all these 10 diplomats, they will come in, their names will be read, and after their names are being read, then they serve the President and the Minister with wine glasses, and they drink for the first diplomat. Then they go to the second diplomat, and they finish. They give the President again a wine glass, she drinks. Then they go to the third diplomat. The third diplomat will finish, they give the President wine glass, and she drinks. They go to the fourth. The President was drinking during office hours. Why is the government giving wine glasses to our President during office hours? It's not fair, it's not healthy. Why does government do to those things? I check the rules, I check the protocol, no provision of alcohol. We can't have a situation like this. It's not fair for us to be giving alcohol to the President.
Yes, Honorable.
It's live there. It's live on Facebook. It was on TV. Why, Prime Minister, why is the President getting wine glasses? 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 glasses. It's not.
Take your seat, Honorable Ampanda. No, that Honorable Werikwa.
I rise on the strength of Rule 92, and of course the very rule I also want to read it within the confines of the African tradition, to understand that indeed as Africans, in as much as we are pursuing our political ideologies and indeed agendas, there is always a decorum and respect that comes as automatic. Now when you see a sitting head of state receiving dignitaries that are coming from other countries, it is a common practice. It is a common practice. Honorable Speaker, my point is here. It is unbecoming coming that the honorable member insinuates.
Can I hear? Can I hear?
Can I have the floor, Speaker?
Yes, yes. Yeah, in summary, please. Both Honorable Ampanda
Honorable Speaker,
yeah, can you
there is no way you can rise on a point of order while I'm on a point of order.
No, he's on a point of order. Yeah, okay, Honorable, go ahead, please summarize. Yes.
First of all, the honorable member is making serious statements that is coming, that is alleging that our president has been drinking during working hours. Number two, there is no proof whatsoever that is telling the honorable member that the president has been speaking. But my submission, honorable speaker, according to the assertion by the honorable member, it is normal courtesy in any international relation practice that a president does what you call tossing of a glass in you receiving those members that are coming into a country as a sign of warmth and reception of that very member into the country.
Thank you, honorable member.
The honorable member must withdraw the indication and insults to the president that our president was going to
Honorable member is out of order, I agree.
Withdraw that.
Yes, honorable member is out of order. I'm sure he was saying that on a lighter note, but please just withdraw it. Eh? Just withdraw it. On a lighter note, I think you were saying. I thought it's you that was saying it on a lighter note because I saw you smile, and truly what you were saying, as honorable member said, is something that you would ordinarily not query. I don't suppose that you were really asking for a question from the honorable member.
Oh, Speaker, I thought it was him who was out of order because I asked a specific question, factually established.
From where? Can I ask where the fact is established?
Okay.
NBC. Yeah, because
Speaker.
That's an important point that the honorable he made an important statement. He said it's factually established.
So I indicated, Speaker, first on live TV yesterday, there was an event. It was also live streamed. There were 10 diplomats.
No, but what was challenged, just to help you to answer, what was challenged is that there is no evidence to prove that what was being taken by the president is alcohol.
Did I say it's alcohol?
Right.
Did I say? You see, that's the problem.
He said glass of wine.
You don't listen. I said.
No.
You see?
He said
you see?
wine glass.
That's exactly what
He does not mean alcohol.
Speaker.
No.
Speaker.
Wine glass.
Yes.
Can you say
I said.
Wine.
Speaker, I said.
Wine grass.
I'm not responsible for his imagination. I said, Speaker, for after every diplomat, the president was given a wine glass.
Yes. Not a glass of
She was
wine.
given a wine glass.
Okay.
And then when she get a wine glass, she drank from the wine glass.
Yes.
If in your imagination you know what is in the wine glass, I'm simply asking, why are you giving our president wine glass, 10 wine glass for her to drink after every diplomat?
Okay,
what do you think is in? Okay, then the Prime Minister must answer then. That was my question. Why are they feeding our president with wine glasses? If there's Holy Communion in a wine glass, the Prime Minister is capable of answering. I'm simply asking why.
Honorable member, you did not have the floor this last time. I would want us to agree, honorable members, that when a member is given the floor, they take the floor. When they are told, please take your seats, take your seats. Yeah, let's not do that, please. So, and really, this is an important point. I would otherwise rule it out of order, but I would no, wait, comrades. Huh? So I would want to be assisted. I want the Prime Minister to say something so that I can also say what I have to say.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. The 1961 Vienna Convention, from the professor, he said he has read it, and the decorum that goes with it, he said he has read it, the scope of it, the substantive law of it, and which also, incidentally,
him to be very observant in front of the screen and to see for the first time, which is not for the first time because he has read it before and he has seen it before. So I think he wanted to bring some color to the debate in Parliament. There is no way that, at least in the manner in which he's depicting it, to say that our president was being given a wine glass. And I think, of course, if there are people out there watching, they will deduce from that that somehow 10 of them were giving the president wine. The content of the wine glass would suggest there was something in the wine glass. And I think the honorable member does not believe in the content of what he's saying, that at least the implication of what he's saying. One, I know he knows, he has seen this before. He has seen diplomats being accorded precisely what he observed yesterday. So it is not the first time. And therefore, I would think this matter, it is more on a lighter note. It is not a matter that can be taken with the heaviness
Very good.
of what Lucato normally say, all members of political parties. So I think we should take it that it is a lighter note because the break is almost coming. So there is nothing in the Vienna Convention that suggests anything to that.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you.
And if I may, Honorable Speaker, and I also can tell that Honorable Karonda agrees with the professor that the answer is satisfactory, and the Honorable Swartboy also agrees. I can see the way he's smiling, and Honorable Venani also agrees. So thank you very much, Comrade Speaker.
Thank you, Comrade Prime Minister. Now
it should be withdrawn.
Yeah, thank you very much. Now we have 9 minutes to go, with the urgent oral questions. The next is Honorable Brinkman. So can we just take that before we break we have a break. Honorable Brinkman, let's please be brief, and the ministers will be brief also in responding.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. Happy New Year. It's my first time saying something, so. Honorable Speaker, we have been getting a lot of repeatedly discouraging comments of us not supposing to ask questions. People are tired of our questions. But when citizens are dying, how do we be silent? Silence will be a negligence from our part. So my question, yes, it is, Speaker.
It was the gist of the question.
The gist of the question is the importance of asking questions. Yes.
Gist.
Thank you.
Please just go to the question.
Continue.
Yeah. Honorable Speaker, Namibia was internationally recognized for progress towards eliminating malaria. But today, we are seeing a humiliating reversal. I just want to ask the Honorable Minister of Health, what is the current status of the malaria cases that we have per region? And how many of our Namibians have died already? Sorry, can I please finish? Speaker, am I protected? Why has the ministry failed to prevent the surge despite malaria being a known seasonal disease? Is it true that malaria kits are no longer available? Honorable Minister, who exactly must we hold, or must the public rather, hold accountable for the collapse from the near elimination to outbreak conditions that we're experiencing. And when the US aid funding was withdrawn, did the ministry actually have a replacement plan? Or was malaria control simply left to decay? Lastly, can the Honorable Minister clarify to this House, please, why locally produced mosquito nets or mosquito manufacturers are not supported? I spoke with the manufacturers, the organization of Mosi Nets. They never got any tender from our government. What are we saying about poverty eradication? What are we saying? The promises that this government is giving. Speaker.
Yes, honorable member, can you please summarize? These 8 oral questions are supposed to be brief and to the point.
I'm actually done, Speaker.
Honorable members, can we hear?
The information that we have is that we are importing from China mosquito nets, but we are not supporting our local manufacturers. And our dear government has been giving us promises that we will support local. We are creating jobs. So far, thank you, Speaker.
Thank you. Honorable Minister.
Much, Honorable Speaker. Thank you, Honorable Member, for the question. I'll try and answer it very quickly, just because it's already time for the break. The Honorable Member is very passionate. I appreciate the passion that the Honorable Member always speaks to. And it's important, especially when we deal with healthcare. It is very important. So with that said, I want to start firstly with the issue of the local suppliers. So the Ministry of Health and Social Services, yes, definitely believes in empowering. And I want to highlight this. There's absolutely no sarcasm, nothing. We do believe in empowering local suppliers, but honestly speaking, then they need to come forward. There are those that have genuinely reached out and said, this medication that you are getting from manufacturers, we're actually making it. This that you're getting from manufacturers, we are actually making it. And those we've received at the office, and we have engaged with them directly. So my question to the Honourable Member would be, this particular supply you've mentioned, did they reach out to the office? That's the first part. The second part, when the particular notice for applications to provide these nets in 2025 was made, did they apply? Do they have evidence they applied? If they do, you can submit that to the office. Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if they do, I really believe those are questions that we definitely can talk about on the bilateral level, but at no point would they reach out, and they have the capacity, and we would push them aside. Secondly, with regards to malaria, there are 8,760 plus minus cases reported during the last CITREP. With that said, this definitely accounts for, and this is the reason why the Ministry of Health and Social Services on the 2nd of February 2026 put out a notice declaring the malaria outbreak. Now, the Honourable Member will note, the Honourable Member, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, I'm not saying this with any sarcasm, is the Shadow Minister of Health and therefore has a background in health. Listen. And because I know that, I say this on the basis to say, as the Honourable Member would know, malaria tends to be seasonal. That's what I was getting to. And so because of that, because of the fact that it tends to be seasonal, when we have rainy periods, we usually have this surge in cases. Now, Honourable Member has said rightly that we have seen a surge in cases, much more than the previous year, and I agree with you on that. Now, one of the reasons for this, Honourable Member, is we've had a lot of resistance, particularly when it comes to indoor residual spraying. We've had a lot of resistance when it comes to indoor residual spraying. Honourable Member asked about the places that are concerned. We published it in the media release, but I will highlight again the areas, Kavango, Zambezi, Ohangwena, and particularly in these regions, we have had a lot of opposition when it comes to the indoor residual spraying. And because of the resistance with the indoor residual spraying, it often limits the fact that the ministry is not able to say, well, it's raining and there are mosquitoes, but we're going to prevent it on our own as a ministry. We need the backing of the communities. We need them to take part. And that is why we have said on multiple occasions, we encourage the public, please, when the government officials come, to allow us to do indoor residual spraying, and that it does not harm them, it does not harm their children. And we do need honorable members like yourself to assist in getting the message across, because these are respected voices. With regards to the kits, we have kits in stock. I've confirmed that. We have anti-malarials in stock. I've confirmed that. And if the honorable member is willing, we definitely can provide those stock levels to the honorable member. I hope I haven't missed anything. Thank you.
Thank you. The last one, we only have 1 minute. The last one, Honorable Mashindange. If it's too long, it doesn't get to be answered. Because we only have 1 minute.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Speaker, we are shocked to learn that the upstream petroleum unit director general and deputy director general were already appointed in March last year, almost a year since this illegal appointment. Given that the National Assembly appropriate all monies for public expenditure, please, could the Honorable Minister of Finance please enlighten this House where or which budget line is being used to pay these people, because we did not approve it in this Assembly, so we kindly want to know which money and where is she taking this money to pay these people, or are they volunteering when they are carrying this honorable duty? I so submit, Honorable Speaker.
Honorable member, that question is ruled out on 2 grounds. First, it's directed to the wrong minister. The Minister of Finance prepares the budget and does not answer for expenditures of allocations. No, it's ruled out. Secondly, the honorable member said the employees were employed since last year. It was not unknown so as to render the member unable to give a notice. So the question is ruled out. Now the time is exhausted for urgent oral question, and the House will now rise. The question is ruled out.
This is NBC One. It's ours.
This is Touch FM. It's everywhere.
National FM, Prime all the time.
Hardloop FM, leef in Afrikaans.
Ondenga polongo, oi sabari pinyi jiheripo, omurari wanjibi firombaranga.
Sie sind bei Funkhaus Namibia. Deutsch gehört.
Kay samese, aridi kalkal ausi.
TYS FM, mamarato aha.
Watel FM, muchima wetu.
Kati FM, kati nkupora pale thingi.
Mwanyi FM, kai ni kai.
Ka radio, konmoro ngisima.
Apana pe. Got it. Mumble jumbo. At the beginning, apana ngapa. Apana pe. It's pe. No, he will not get in the same. Now that we found love,
just look into that box. Imagine whatever it is. If it's a mirror, it's a reflection of what you can see.
Mind out
on my toes. Welcome all the smoke. Mama pray for me so I won't.
What's up, squad? Guess it's coming back to you live and direct on your screens. Yep, you guessed it. Your favorite show, JTZ, is back in action. And this time, we're coming in hot. So get ready to vibe with us every Friday on NBC2.
Looking for the ultimate entertainment experience? NBC Plus is your gateway to the best local and international content anytime, anywhere. From radio shows to breaking news and thrilling dramas, live sports and exclusive shows, NBC Plus brings you non-stop action at your fingertips. Never miss a moment of your favorite programs. Stream live television or catch up on demand. And guess what? It's all in the palm of your hands. Anywhere you go, stay connected to home. Listen to live radio, music, and more right from your phone. One app, endless entertainment. Download NBC Plus today on Play Store or watch via the link www.nbcplus.na and take your viewing experience to the next level. NBC Plus. It's global.
My guest tonight is the former president of Botswana.
They're multinationals who were offended by my posture and position to legitimize the integrity of the mineral wealth of my country for the benefit of my country and its people, more so than had been the case. That coalition clearly proved to have capacity to persuade, capacity to mount vicious propaganda, capacity to mobilize a person and organizations to vote in a particular manner.
The number of crashes on our roads have increased dramatically.
There are ways digitally to identify people and hold them accountable.
Of course, we have to move within the ambit of the law. And if the law doesn't allow it, we have to do amendments.
One infection is one that as a society we cannot afford.
It is typically considered a childhood disease.
The best way to prevent this is really to get vaccinated.
We also have to make sure that the community, they also receive information. Why is it that they have to be immunized?
Is banning the access the answer, or does it risk pushing the problem out of sight?
If you are exposed to such unrealistic life standards at such an early age, it's going to affect how you're looking at yourself.
You obviously don't want to take away somebody's right to free speech, right? You don't want them to not be able to express themselves.
If they had to implement the strategy, we need all hands on deck.
We speak to the heads of ministries, government agencies and institutions.
We don't really have a lot of challenges, and that I want to thank the Namibian public.
Stay informed and inspired with the Daily Roundup with Nina, your ultimate weekday destination for the latest news, in-depth interviews, and compelling stories from Namibia and around the world. From breaking headlines and expert insights to special features that highlight impactful initiatives, we bring you everything you need to stay connected to the issues that matter the most. Don't miss it. Your news, your world, every day.
Introducing Men Unfiltered. A bold, powerful new program for boys and men under 35. Get ready to see the raw, the real and the relatable.
Be the change that you want to be. So you yourselves can be the change.
This notion which came up currently now, the future is female. We must denounce it at this point in time. So what are we saying about the boy child?
I do this thing for my mom and my little brother too. EHS and elementary, so go better school.
Men Unfiltered, coming soon, only on NBC2.
Made in Namibia? Most of us don't mean to ignore local brands. We just reach for what feels familiar. This week on Tupopieni, we are unpacking why foreign brands still dominate our shopping baskets and social buying choice, and what it would take to change that. Only on NBC, your home channel.
Good day, Namibia. Your heart beats about 100,000 times a day, and you have about 206 bones in your body. There are countless facts and dimensions about our health, but simply put, health is wealth. My name is Esperance Lupendau, and I'm the Minister of Health and Social Services in Namibia. It is with great excitement that I introduce to you a new initiative of the Ministry of Health and Social Services, the Health Show, Health Matters. This is not just a program. It is a mission to educate, to inspire, and to empower every single Namibian to take charge of their own health. We are bringing trusted health information straight to you. Health Matters Namibia, coming soon.
Okay. The order of proceedings, we are now at notices of motions. Honorable.
Oral questions.
Okay. Thank you. Just wait. Elder, I just lost my book. The oral questions are for 20 minutes, and the 20 minutes got exhausted. Not the list, but the time. So by that oral question can stand for tomorrow. Thank you very much. Notices of motions. This thing is not clearing. Honorable Swartboy. Aribatis. Okay. Honorable Lizazi.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I seek for your indulgence is on the privilege.
Cite the rule, help me.
Is Rule 83. D1D on the question of privilege.
Yes, let me hear you.
All right. I want to take us to Rule 6. I wish it was the speaker sitting there, but now, because it's you sitting there, I want to put it across to the House so that we can. It says, Deputy Speaker, sorry, I withdraw. The Deputy Speaker is sitting in the chair now. It reads, that is 6.1, the Speaker may make ruling in applying and interpreting these standing rules, sessional orders, or any directives or guidelines approved by the Standing Committee on the rules, order and arrangement. And then there's where it says any presiding member may make ruling on point of order in any matter before the House, and in so doing, he or she must explain the reasons for the ruling, provide that he or she may instead submit the matter to the House for its decision. This is where I am basing my privilege. Now, the last part says, he or she may instead submit the matter to the House for its decision. Before that, it says the Speaker or the presiding officer should give reasons first before a decision is taken. After he or she has given the reasons, then he or she gives to the House to decide. That is how I understand it. But now we are in a situation whereby the Speaker makes a ruling without giving the House the privilege to decide on a matter. She gives a ruling without even giving the reasons for her ruling. So this is what I wanted to understand, that am I understanding it correctly or am I applying it wrongly?
Okay, thank you. Thank you, honorable members. Maybe, yeah. Thank you. Thank you. Now, I think, you see, when you just cite one rule, it becomes unbearable to understand the context. There is the rule and the intention. Now, not to repeat what you have said, but I want to read all three of them, because that's why they are under 6. And the first one says, the Speaker may make rulings in applying and interpreting these standing rules, sessional orders, or any directives or guidelines approved by the Standing Committee on standing rules, orders, and internal arrangements. And then it says, any presiding member, which means it can be the Speaker, the Deputy Speaker, or any other. If the two of them are not there, you elect for that day or for that period somebody to preside, may make a ruling on a point of order in any matter before the House. And in doing so, he or she must explain the reasons for the ruling. You see? Yeah. Provided that he or she may instead, very much important, if he makes a ruling, he must make a reason. He must provide the reasons. If he does not make a ruling or provide reasons, no. Let's read. Provided that he or she may instead means if you don't take the decision, you submit that matter to the House for decision. If you don't take the decision, you submit that matter to the House for the House to take a decision. Isn't it? And then 2, it says, after the explanation referred to in subclause 2, which means if the matter is not referred to the House, but the Speaker has taken a decision, that reasons, after she has provided the reasons, members must comply with the ruling made by the presiding members, and no discussion of any such ruling must be allowed. Must. After the Speaker has made a ruling. Yeah? No. The question came here. Please, let us, please. We are trying to help each other. There is no intention. Yeah. So, we are on equal footing now. Ne? The Speaker will make a ruling. The first intent is to make a ruling. If she does not make a ruling, she subjects that decision to the House to pronounce itself. But if she makes a ruling, she must give explanations or the reasons. Once she does that, then it's finito. The process cannot start de novo. Ask Honorable Swartbo, he will explain to you what is de novo. But I saw your name somewhere also, so you should be able. So which means the ruling is there, the reasons are there, and that's it. It's not me saying that, I'm just interpreting. Are we fine? Okay. Thank you very much. No, you see, yeah, it's wrong. And the rules are also there, I think 20. No, if the ruling is wrong, you go to standing rules or you bring a substantive matter here to say the ruling of yesterday. I've read it the other day. Yeah, but that's why the rule says, after the explanation referred to in sub-rule 2, members must comply with the ruling by the presiding member, and no discussion of any such ruling must be allowed. Thank you. No, I'm done that one. No. Okay. Honorable Venani, no, I'm not the law. You came in late. It was a point of privilege of a member, which I responded to. And we said, this is the ruling. And if the ruling is wrong, there are other measures in which you can challenge that. Is it about this one? No. Just wait. Is it about this one, Honorable Venani? No. Is it about this one, Honorable Venani? No. I want to hear you, ne? No. That's why I want to hear you on a new matter. But I can't hear you on a matter that I've already ruled. I can hear. So you will not introduce this point. No, if it's a new matter, I'm forced to give you. But let us be, if it's a new matter, I should hear you. But on that one, I think we are done. Isn't it? Okay.
Rule number 20. Honorable Speaker, you are presiding officers, presiding leaders of the House. And you are human beings that can also err in judgment. And when you have erred in judgment, the rule says the House must then make a determination. determination beyond the ruling of a speaker. For example, we are inundated for the last 2 months now. We are inundated with asking one question only, and it's a ruling, and we must abide by it. I have been a member of this House together with some members that have said it has never been a ruling of this House. Precedent does not support it, but it's a ruling. It has never been done. The Speaker has said it's a ruling, therefore we must follow. And we know it's wrong. So when the presiding officers are erring in judgment, they must also leave it to the House, for the House to interpret, because the House makes its law. The presiding officers are just interpreters of the law. And if you are misinterpreting it, give it to the House. We are inundated, finally, with only asking one question. Which rule in the whole world? Senior members of this House. Everything.
Thank you.
Is that a rule?
Thank you. Notices of motions. Notices of motion. Notices of motions. Honorable Bundu. Oh, I will come to you.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I hereby give notice that on Wednesday, tomorrow, the 11th of February 2026, I shall move that this House discuss the following. That this House express serious concern over the continued allocation and development of residential property in flood-prone areas across the country, resulting in requiring loss of property, displacement of residents, financial hardship, health risk, and erosion of human dignity. That this House further notes that such flooding is not an isolated occurrence, but is requiring enforceable consequences of poor urban planning, land allocation in floodplain and natural water channel, and inadequate storm water management by town council and municipal council. I therefore move that this matter be discussed urgently with a view to ensuring responsible urban planning, protection of citizens, accountability of local authority, and implementation of sustainable flood mitigation measures. That the motion be referred to the relevant parliamentary standing committee for further consideration, investigation, and recommendation. I so move.
Thank you. Please table the motion. Honorable Hendrik. Hendrik, go by. Hendrik.
To have out notice that the sick leave be granted to Honorable Somai as from 6th of February to 6th of March this year. So I move.
He will be healed on 6th of March.
Yes. Thank you. Please table the motion. But Honorable, can I maybe just, I wanted to seek, just go to seek your indulgence, and in as much as I agree with what you said, but can you say from the 6th until further notice? Then, so just do it tomorrow, and then you say until further notice. Then you are not bounded, because you say it's sick leave. Unless you say Karunga called you, and then you know exactly. Yeah, okay. So is it fine? Okay, just do it tomorrow, and then you say until further notice. Okay. Honorable Gandorondu.
Speaker, I give notice that on February the 12th this year I shall move that this Assembly discuss the motion on duplication of oversight activities of Parliament for both houses, namely National Assembly and National Council. There has been national confusion among all different government entities by failing to distinguish between members of National Council and those of National Assembly. Both houses have been carried out their constitutional mandate of oversight work of all government program and projects across the country that are executed as per the Appropriation Act of Parliament, and to see how the status of funds are being handled. This different oversight of our two houses has been seen by many as duplication of work from both houses, as we are visiting same institutions, for the same purpose, with the same question, same aim and objectives, with no tangible feedback and positive impact after the visit of these two very important houses. Therefore, it's high time we look into the mandate of Parliament when it comes to oversight activities by creating a clear guidelines of where one house ends, the next one must start from there by separating the activities, such as the National Council have oversight activities only over local authorities and regional council projects and programs, where the National Assembly will have oversight of all ministerial and state-owned enterprises projects under a particular MTEF. This motion will lead to the amendment of the Constitution, more especially Chapter 8, the National Council, Article 74, Section 2 of the Namibian Constitution, or any other chapter deemed necessary after deliberation and consultation between all stakeholders. Parliament will discuss and deliberate this motion and refer to the relevant committee for National Council and public input and for the National Assembly approval. I so move.
Thank you. Honorable Member, I think, just go back. When I listen to your motions and you talk about a motion that will lead to constitutional amendment and so, you talked about merging the functions. We've got two distinct functions. The oversight is the same, but the role is the same. So I don't know, even twins are born in the same womb, but they are two different individuals. So there is a legality aspect before I accept the motions that we need to verify. Table office, I just want you to guide me. Should I accept or should we wait and then look at the legalities before I accept the motion? Because when the motion goes about constitutional infringements and the impact of the other house, it becomes now imperative. Do you have jurisdict power to talk about the next person? Classical example, twins, one father, one mother, but two different individuals. So I've got twins, that's why I could quickly recall. So I'm just waiting for table office to guide me, unless we say we halt and we see. No, the other house, no, honorable member, just sit down. You referred to the National Council and the National Assembly. Those are houses of legislation. And therefore you want to merge the functions of doing oversight together. And therefore you went further. No, you went further and say it will lead to constitutional amendments. I think I make this rolling on the subject. I'm saying I'm waiting to be guided by here, but for now, we'll check what is it. But for now, I will not, I'm a little bit hesitant to accept the motion without knowing the principal legal constitutional implications of it. So please just halt, and table office will research. We can go to the next one. Okay. The next list is Honorable Lucato.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, members of Parliament. Thank you for the platform. Today, Tuesday, 10 February 2026, I hereby give notice that on Tuesday, 17 February 2026, I shall move this House discuss about the motion for the establishment of a government of national unity in Namibia. Is my democratic right? Give me time.
Let's allow honorable members. Every member must be heard in silence. Yes. Okay.
Yes. So, Honorable Speaker, I rise to move that this House debate and consider the issue of government of national unity, in which all political parties participate in the executive activities of the House. The Republic of Namibia, since gaining independence on the 21st.
Honorable members, everybody has got a
right.
Can
you respect the other people's policemen?
Yeah. Honorable member, senior, address the chairperson. Okay. And you see, I was trying to help you.
Thank you.
So no need to repeat.
Okay.
Okay.
The Republic of Namibia, since gaining independence on the 21st March 1990, has upheld the principles of democracy, national reconciliation, and the rule of law as ashamed. In the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia, Speaker, Namibia's history, colonialism, apartheid, and the liberation struggles underscores the importance of unity, inclusivity, and the national governments. The current social, economic, political challenges, including youth unemployment, inequality, service delivery, and regional required broad-based cooperation among all political forces. Honorable Speaker, the Constitution of the Republic of Namibia provides for the political pluralism, and the political landscape of Namibia is characterized by the multiple parties, making collaboration across party lines essential for sustainable national development. A government of national unity would strengthen democratic governance, promote political tolerance, and ensure that the national decisions reflect the will and the welfare of all Namibians. Honorable Speaker, the government of national unity shall operate under the Constitution of Namibia, respecting the principle of separation of powers, rule of law, and democratic accountability. The government of national unity shall prioritize sustainable economic growth, job creation, and poverty reduction, equitable access to social services, and the regional development, promotion of national reconciliation, social and political tolerance, strength of democratic institutions, transparency, and the anti-corruption measures. Honorable Speaker, the government of national unity shall function for a defined period of under mutual agreement terms, subject to constitutional provisions and oversight by the Parliament. I do submit, Honorable Speaker.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Elder, while you are there, honorable members, I think this thing, I don't know where we are missing. There is the process, there is the process, and we can repeat as much as we said. And I remember I was also presiding, Honorable Bertha, and one honorable here, and I make a classical example of a notice of a motion and a motivation. There is a huge, distinct difference. Now it seems we are not getting, Now it seems there is a distinct, and God has blessed me with so many languages. So that it's what we were saying. So now there is a problem with saying when we are dealing a process, there is notice of motion and then there is the motivation. And a notice of motion, that one I cannot take, my elder, because that one is a clear motivation. Just reduce the notice to say, I want to put it that this House discuss the formulation of an inclusive government. Full stop. Then the next day, on the day, you come now and read that same paper, but it must now be white. Then you motivate. Husiami. Okay, now you keep that one. If not, you can come to me in my office. I will help reduce it. I will not add. I will just take what is there and reduce it in the concise format for it to be legitimate as a motion. Is it fine? No, colleagues. What is the privilege? I mean, I've explained to the person who raised the issue, Willem, I have explained to the person who had the issue, whom I thought is having a misunderstanding. If there is anything there that I did not add, and I even said the member can come to my office, or maybe I must add you can come to my office or to Honorable Willem's office so that we can, yeah. No, but we are on this point. No, Honorable Willem, with due respect, let me dispose of motions, then you can come with your privilege. I will give you the privilege. Let me dispose motions. Okay. Yeah. Honorable Nashinge?
Privilege.
Privilege, okay. Yeah. You fall there, but your is privilege, okay. Honorable Nekundi? Are we done with motions? Oh, okay. That's why I said I want pink papers. Okay, pink papers. Huh? No. That's why I'm saying I'm now at motions. Let's dispose motions. The first privilege is Honorable Willem. What I noticed, then Honorable Nashinge, and then we can do the privilege, Honorable Kandrodu, and then Honorable. Yeah, you will come. I'm just saying, let's finish motions. Honorable Kahuap.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. My motion is about the institutional capacity of the National Assembly. The Africans say that until and unless the lion gets an opportunity to tell his story, the story of the hunt will always glorify the hunter. Towards the end of last year, there were problematic assertions on the work of the National Assembly. Unfortunately, the President of the Republic of Namibia also joined the bandwagon and led the parochial narrative that the National Assembly had not passed a single law, which in itself was factually incorrect. It would seem that there is an understanding that the National Assembly is an assembly line in a fish factory, preoccupied only with pushing quantities despite quality. This is so unfortunate, Honorable Deputy Speaker. What is lost in this conversation is the side of the National Assembly and the very institutional capacity in the first place. Is the National Assembly able to discharge its mandates adequately? Does it have the necessary institutional capacity and capabilities to do its work? Compared to other parliaments elsewhere, even on the African continent, what is to be said about our parliament? It is for this reason that on Wednesday, the 18th of February 2026, I shall move that this Assembly discusses the institutional capacity, bottlenecks, and challenges, and directs the necessary changes and interventions to the National Assembly Secretariat for implementation. I so submit, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Please table the motion. Honorable, also motion, eh? Honorable Nekundi.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, I give notice that on 17 February 2026, I shall move that this Assembly, 1, agree to the protocol amending the agreement establishing the Intergovernmental Standing Committee on Shipping, and 2, to the agreement for the establishment of the Intergovernmental Standing Committee on Shipping. I so move, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
Thank you. Please table the motion. Okay. Yeah. Motion? Okay. Let me dispose motions. Pink papers. We are done with pink papers. Okay. Now I said it was Honorable Willem, Honorable Nashinge. No, just wait. That's Honorable Willem, Honorable Nashinge. Help me, I said. No, you will come. Honorable Willem, Honorable Nashinge, who was Honorable Kanzorondu, Honorable Karonda, Honorable Ina. Okay, let me take and then Honorable Nashinge. Those are the 2 I remember. And then Honorable Kandorondu. Those are the 3. We can then. Are you also on, my brother? Okay. Now it's the go of privilege.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. No. Thank you very much.
Just cite the rule, ne?
Yeah, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I'm referring to 122.
122.
Yes, and I want you to possibly give us direction so that you can 122. You can educate some of us on this issue. Any motion before the Assembly must be debated, maybe referred to a committee, maybe amended, maybe suspended, maybe not suspended but superseded, maybe adopted, maybe rejected, or maybe withdrawn. Now my question is, when and how do we reject a motion? When and how do we reject a motion which is presented on the floor? That is really my intervention on this issue, when it's out of order especially.
Okay.
Thank you.
I think I will do this in order to avoid a dialogue. Ne? I will take all the consents, and then in the end, if Secretariat helps, we'll provide. If not, we'll defer. So I will just go that route. No. Honorable Willems seeks to see when and how, but it deals with motions. No, he is asking privilege and a direction. What should you do? He is not asking me a question. He's asking direction to say when and how do you reject a motion. I think that's the crust of the matter, isn't it? Yeah. So I don't think it's a question to the presiding officer. It's more a question to the House in terms of procedure. How do we achieve that? Okay. Honorable Nashingi. Honorable Nashinge, mic please. No, Terera.
Okay, yeah. Thank you. Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Mine is just on the protocols on lawmakers and events of national importance. I have observed some level of inconsistency, and then sometimes the honorable members from the other side of the aisle, you see them attending events that seems to be of national importance, but it seems they are invited through their WhatsApp groups. On Saturday, the honorable members of the ruling party went to Heroes Eka to do candle lighting in remembrance of the late founding president and the third president of the republic. Us here, as equally representatives of the people and children of this country, we were not invited. We were not invited. I just wanted to understand.
Let's just listen the member out.
You must respect the leader of the office.
And then,
Don't do those things.
okay.
Yeah. So I just wanted to understand, is this how it is going to be? Am I correct in my observation that something is not okay? What is going on? Your attendance was definitely at the cost of the taxpayers. That event, if not, correct me. So really, I truly feel there is something that needs to be done. The president here on Tuesday, she made a very strong statement that when it comes to the national interest, we must always forget our partisan affairs and truly be one servant of the people of this country.
Okay.
What is going on?
Thank you. I think there is one anomaly. We did not agree on time for point of privilege. In the rule says where the rules are not explicit, the presiding officer will make a ruling. 3 minutes. The others, you were lucky. Yeah. Okay, I think it was Honorable Kanzorongo. Are you writing table office?
On a point of privilege, in terms of procedures, now I just want to hear from the presiding officer, based on what rule did you deny to accept my notice of motion? Maybe you can cite the rule that gives you that power to do that. I think in the normal procedure, you need to accept my notice of motion, study it, and then respond accordingly. Now, you cannot respond to a motion that is left at Katutura, and you want to respond from Parliament, because I did not submit anything. Based on what are you going to respond? Okay. So therefore, I want you to overrule your own rule and accept this notice of motion. I so submit.
Okay. Honorable Ina, you are off.
Excellent.
Okay.
Sure. Deputy Speaker, I want to raise a concern, and that is with the application of our rules. Honorable Deputy Speaker, I understand that members are able to seek clarity in this House, but many of us have come to this House to debate the issues that are reflected on the order paper. Now, the House is forced to address issues of state events. Now, the House must deal with issues around what rule does what. I mean, there are platforms for that, Honorable Deputy Speaker. That platform is the standing rules and orders and internal arrangements of this assembly. I don't think it's fair, really, that we must spend so much time to explain and interpret rules in the House while we have an order paper from last year. Really, Honorable Deputy Speaker, I didn't want to say anything, but this is really out of order.
Okay. Okay. Honorable Ina, statement. It was Honorable. Okay, Honorable Ampanda, Honorable Ambrosius, then Honorable Moton, Honorable Moton.
So my intervention, Deputy Speaker, aligns with what Honorable Kandorodu has indicated, but I want to take it in a different angle, to employ on you to absorb what we are saying and then defer with regards to his motion, to accept like what we have done, and then once there is something that is not in compliance with the rules, then at that stage you have an opportunity to reflect and engage and then make a ruling. Why am I saying that? In the Committee of Public Accounts, where I'm a member, there is actually a motion that is coming. That's why we must raise this. There's a motion that is coming.
Check the time.
There's a motion that is coming to reverse some old arrangement where the mandate of the National Assembly has been given to the National Council as far as the audit is concerned. Yeah. So I'm just saying that there is an overriding, once we move in that direction, there's a huge implication. As you also take into consideration, Deputy Speaker, I don't actually think that there is anything under the sun that cannot be moved and submitted. If you want the National Assembly to be, even if you want the National Assembly to be dissolved and create something else, you can just submit your motion and argue and debate. It can't be because the motion says the National Council to be merged, therefore it's another house. Because this very same house passed resolution, a law with regard to electoral law, and that law says when can they resign? They were affected. They resolved indicating that no, we don't agree with what the National Assembly have done. If they came back, their submission was completely ignored, and that Electoral Amendment Act was passed as is, ignoring all the submission. It was not the 8th National Assembly, but the 7th National Assembly. So I'm making this submission, Deputy Speaker, to implore on you to take in what we are saying, all of us, and then you will then be able to make a determination and come back so that the motion can be submitted. And if you reach that determination later that it is violating A, B, C, and D, then we'll reach that stage. Because what has happened, the presiding officer, with my 30 seconds remaining, the presiding officer had already, there was some story, no, this issue is at the committee, and the speaker indicated that, if we so determined later on, we'll come back and disqualify it and remove it. So the problem that we are actually sitting with is here is just that there are contradictions between presiding officer. You are a presiding officer. When you rule, I'll sit down even if I don't agree. It doesn't mean that if you are not a speaker, deputy speaker are not speakers. The ruling of a deputy speaker is also binding, so that we don't have these contradictions. Thank you.
Okay. Honorable Ambrosius, Honorable Moton, and then I think Honorable Lucato.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker, for the floor. I'm standing in accordance of Rule 83 to raise a point of privilege. Yeah, Honorable Deputy Speaker, if this House can recall, I always refer to the first induction for new members of Parliament, where myself also asked the question of how do we table motions in this House? The answer was no, it will come later so that members are inducted accordingly. Now several times, and I'm one of the victims, and many others are also victims, that we don't know how to table motions and we are accused of having motivations included in the motion when we table it. Now, my request is, Honorable Deputy Speaker, can we have at least 1 or 2 hours in one of the good days of the Lord to have this little induction so that we don't repeat the mistake over and over? It is a fight in this House. I so submit.
Okay, thank you, Honorable induction. No, I'm writing so that when I respond, I should be able to say what reference should I make. Okay. Honorable Moton.
Thank you, Deputy Speaker. I'm rising on Rule 122, Sub-Rule 5. It's with regards to when the House considers a motion similar to one recorded in the database. So last year I proposed a motion, it's on the order paper on number 31, that the House discuss suggestions to improve the effectiveness of Parliament. So I just want the table office to note that it's very similar to the motion presented by Honourable Angula, just for clarity, if similar motions can be, because the intent of the motion is the same.
Okay, thank you. Honorable Lucato, who's the final one? Then I will
shouting.
Thank you very much. It is on the privilege, point of privilege. I just want to inform the Honourable Speaker before the Honourable members present here that, you know, this House is not a house of playing games. It's a house of to make sure that the members of Parliament respect others' views, respect others' presentations. When a member of Parliament is on the floor, if you are making noise, then you are making a very big mistake. So myself as a leader of the party and also a chief whip, I will recommend to your respected, Speaker, that those who have been warned to keep quiet, they should be removed from the House. Secondly, I humbly request to you, Honourable Speaker, that I don't need any induction. I just want to apologize to you that it was a little bit wrong, as I used to do just a shortcut. So my motion should be accepted. Thank you so much, I do submit.
Okay, yeah, no, having disposed of that, I think I'm done with point of orders. Is it? Honorable Angula, please. I've mentioned, and I think, because I know your light only came because there was a reference. And that's why I'm saying I don't want to create a dialogue. I will make a ruling. Now, Fortunately, I always say you make the speaker a speaker. I'm not supposed to talk. I'm supposed to give the floor to the members to engage. I was privileged yesterday to listen to Mokwetsi Eric Kiabechwe Masisi. Yesterday, we were together there. And I learned one thing. We should be tolerant to each other. Huh? We should be tolerant to each other because these things build up until they reach a stage where we think are small and then they become big. Even give an example about Kasikili and Sidudu, how it started until lives were lost and so. So I always preach here and say we should be the image that we want to propel to our nation. It's political agenda that brings us to power, but it's not political propelment that can drive development. Yeah? So I'm going to make the following. And I think Honorable Ina has answered all the questions, even though she speaks on the phone, but she has answered all the questions. You see, in one way you say the rules must be applied, in the same way you are the one breaking the rules. It becomes difficult. But Honorable Ina said, Honorable Velem, and we have spent so much time just on privilege. Because we are trying to be flexible, but within that flexibility, there is abuse. There is abuse. Now I'm going to say, Honorable Velem, standing rules, you can raise that point. And luckily, it can be dealt with. And a date can be set together with others. How to draft a motion, that one will exclude Honorable Likato because he does not need that one. How to do committee stage, which is paramount to the importance of this house is to pass bills. And one of the stages is committee stage. Are we in synergy with understanding? Honorable Nashinge, invitation. You know what you know, you can bring the matter to standing rules. The ruling of mine from Honorable Kandrodu, together with Honorable Jopa Mupanda, who implore, Honorable Ina, as I said, standing rules was the answer. Honorable Ambrosius, induction, we did not. Motions, that's what I'm saying. One of the key issues is motion. The other one is committee stage. And we'll teach each other what is needed and package to give that induction. I will implore the speaker to call next week's standing rules so that we can get the dates dedicated to this, either one or clustered. Honorable Mouton, table office will check. Once we check, we'll come with the ruling, because that one is already accepted. If it's the same, the presiding officer is the one to decide, not debate. You might have your semantics, I might have the semantics. But just wait. I will come to you. Now, there is no rule in this book. Circumstances not provided for. There is a motion dealing with circumstances not provided for. That's how I interpret it. And it says, where a statute, these rules or a sessional order or convention or practice of the House do not provide for a matter, the Speaker or the Chairperson of the whole House may issue a ruling to determine the matter which I have made, and make reference to the rules which I said what I said, and forms, convention, and practice of Commonwealth insofar as the rules, forms, convention, and practice can be applied to the proceedings of the House. A ruling that I have made as the Deputy Speaker and Presiding Officer under subclause 1 remains in force unless it's set aside by the House based on a recommendation of the Standing Committee on Rules and Orders and Internal Arrangements. What does it say? Not even now can you subject that decision. If you are aggrieved, you take that matter and say, the Deputy Speaker has made this ruling, we are not happy. Standing rules pronounce itself and bring the matter to the House. But as of now, I use rule number 8, subclause 1 and subclause 2. So as of now, I really wanted as a Christian to accommodate you. No, I ruled in terms of rule 8. I rule in terms of rule 8, and I say the ruling stand. If members are aggrieved, submit it to standing rules, and then standing rules will pronounce itself, and then they will bring the matter here. I think we are done with that one. Thank you very much. Ministerial statement. Okay, Honorable Dr. Sanet Steenkamp.
Thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker and Honorable Members of the House. I rise today to share a historic milestone in our nation's journey to preserve, celebrate, but also promote Namibia's extraordinary heritage. On behalf of the Government of the Republic of Namibia, I'm pleased to announce that we have officially submitted a comprehensive nominations dossier to UNESCO for the Daures Brandberg National Monument area, for this to be inscribed on the World Heritage List. This submission, completed on the 29th of January 2026, successfully met the international deadline of 1st February 2026. And for us, that's a demonstration of Namibia's commitment to excellence, but also timely engagement in global heritage processes. This nomination follows the formal approval of Cabinet on the 23rd of September 2025, marking a carefully coordinated national effort. By pursuing World Heritage status for the Brandberg, we are not only expanding Namibia's portfolio of globally recognized heritage sites, but equally we are reaffirming our status as a committed state party to the 1972 UNESCO World Heritage Convention, that which we have ratified in April 2000. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, we're all aware that the Brandberg, situated approximately 30 kilometers northwest of Uys in the Irongo region, and this Daures Brandberg National Monument area is a site of unparalleled natural beauty and profound cultural significance. A 5,000-year-old cultural record, this is what we have in our Brandberg. And this landscape is home to over 900 rock art sites, offering an extraordinary record of human history spanning more than 5 millennia. These sites contain rare archaeological evidence, including pottery, beads, and sheep dung, tracing the remarkable transition from hunter-gatherer to hunter-herder societies. Beyond their scientific value, these sites are a testament to the spiritual traditions, beliefs, and enduring connection of our ancestors to the land. Honorable members, the successful preparation of this nomination was made possible through a strategic partnership with the African World Heritage Fund, which provided both financial but also technical support valued at approximately 60,000 US, which is over 1 million Namibian dollars. Importantly, this project was designed as we wanted to be a Namibian submission, but we also wanted our Namibian teams to have a capacity building transition in the same time. So there was also that capacity building initiative. Our national specialists were mentored by international experts, ensuring that our teams now possess the skills as well as the experience to prepare high quality, credible nominations independently in the future. This reduces reliance on external consultants and strengthens Namibia's institutional capacity to safeguard its heritage. Honorable members, the nomination of the Brandberg is fully aligned with Namibia's Vision 2030, the 6th National Development Plan, NDP6, and the SWAPO Party Manifesto 2025 to 2030, because it serves as a catalyst, one, for inclusive economic growth. We raise our international profile of the Brandberg, and through that, we promote ecotourism, rural enterprise, and sustainable local development. But we also focus on youth empowerment and youth employment with the development of cultural value chains and creative industries linked to the Brandberg. We believe that it will generate meaningful employment opportunities for our young people. Lastly, community empowerment. In line with the principles of NDP 6, this project fosters community-led enterprises, positioning heritage as a driver of economic, social, and cultural development. Honourable Deputy Speaker, this nomination represents a truly collaborative effort involving extensive and in-depth engagements with local communities, heritage professionals, and national stakeholders. And through that, we wish to ensure transparency, inclusivity, but also a broad-based support. We now look forward with confidence to the decision of the UNESCO World Heritage Committee, and that we can expect by July 2027. The Douwes Brandberg National Monument area, for us, it is more than a natural landmark. It is truly, for those who have managed to see it, to visit, to read about it, it's a cultural anchor, a symbol of our shared history, our identity and pride. Namibians remain steadfast in its commitment to the protection and sustainable management of the Brandberg, and that's for the benefit of current and future generations and for the enrichment of the global economy. I thank you.
Thank you very much. That's said and done. I see a light. Honorable Ampanda, I invoke rule 136, subclause 2. You can read it as well. Honorable Zamwani.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker.
No, it's just he wanted to leave, so.
Oh.
Okay. Thank you, sorry.
It's a statement, eh?
Ministerial.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Honorable Speaker. I rise to brief this August.
136, subclause 2.
I rise to brief this August House on the status of the country's. It's not mine.
Oh, it's the phone. Oh, I will explain after.
On the status of the country's level of preparedness to manage and contain the outbreak of foot and mouth disease. FMD is a highly contagious transboundary animal disease with far-reaching consequences for livestock production, and associated products. Its impacts extend to farmers' livelihoods, national food security, and the overall stability of our agricultural sector. Any outbreak will trigger significant prohibitions on export of meat and meat products, an industry that contributes significantly to national trade and economic growth. Honorable members, since 2019, the SADC region has continued to experience recurrent outbreaks of foot and mouth disease, particularly in the Republic of South Africa, which consequently lost its FMD-free status as recognized by the World Organization for Animal Health. As of Sunday, the 8th of February, a new case was confirmed at Guruman in the Northern Cape, which is about 400 kilometers to the Namibian borderline. The Northern Cape province is bordering the entire southern Namibia, with both Garas and Hardap regions included, therefore bringing the threat closer to home. South Africa have reported outbreaks affecting all cloven hoof animals. These ongoing outbreaks pose a persistent and escalating threat to Namibia due to shared border, cross-border livestock movement, and regional trade dynamics. Furthermore, I wish to draw attention of this August House to the recently issued notification of a foot and mouth disease outbreak within Botswana Zone B, which is a FMD-free zone. This development substantially heightens the regional risk profile and presents an immediate and significant threat to Namibia. The occurrence of an FMD in an area previously recognized as FMD-free underscores the dynamics and unpredictable nature of the disease. Such an occurrence greatly increases the likelihood of transboundary transmission, particularly through both formal and informal movement of livestock. So, honorable members, any introduction of a foot and mouth disease virus into Namibia will have severe economic ramifications, including the immediate imposition of trade restriction and long-term disruption to our international trade. I therefore wish to assure this House and the nation at large that owing to our current robust disease control measures in place, we continue to maintain a FMD-free zone status. The recent development in neighboring countries, however, necessitate heightened surveillance and vigilance, strengthen rapid response capacity, and sustain investment in prevention and preparedness measures. These actions are critical to safeguard our national livestock sector and protecting our hard-earned market access. I am pleased to inform this August House honorable members that the Ministry has already instituted a series of preventative and risk mitigation measures to safeguard the country against the foot and mouth disease virus. This includes, number one, the suspension and strict control of imports of cloven hoof animals and their products from affected areas. Number two, the deployment of additional veterinary personnel has been significantly reinforced at all the main border posts. In addition to the 23 permanently deployed DVS officials stationed at various border posts, a further 29 have been mobilized to reinforce frontline operations. Of these, 16 were deployed through the support of the Livestock and Livestock Product Board of Namibia, while 13 are seconded by the DVS from their other offices. Furthermore, efforts are underway to deploy additional 28 officials in order to significantly enhance operational capacity and expedite preventative measures aimed at keeping FMD out of our country. The Ministry has also intensified the inspection and searching of vehicles at all border points to prevent the illegal movement of high-risk animal products. In close collaboration with key livestock industry stakeholders, the Directorate of Veterinary Services has conducted targeted foot and mouth disease awareness campaigns for border control agencies and farmers in high-risk areas. In addition, Cabinet has recently approved an additional allocation of 57.5 million Namibian dollars to support critical FMD prevention and preparedness activities. In January this year, senior officials from DVS, the Roads Authority, the Livestock and Livestock Products Board, and ministerial engineers conducted comprehensive site assessment at Noord-Oever and at Armsvlei border posts. The objective was to identify suitable locations for disinfection facilities and drive-through washing bays to ensure thorough disinfection of all vehicles returning from South Africa. Similarly, we intend to establish permanent incineration facility for the safe disposal of confiscated animal products. Honorable members, in the interest of time, let me move to what is planned going forward. You will have the full statement with you. You can read the details. In terms of strengthening border patrols, we will increase patrol in both frequency and scope to ensure more consistent monitoring of livestock movements and potential high-risk activity along our national boundaries. The ministry is reviewing our current schedule with the intention to move from quarterly patrols to more frequent and responsive patrols. In terms of surveillance at the border posts and farms, this will be substantially intensified from once a year to once a month. In terms of establishment of disease control and buffer zones, we intend to establish disease control and buffer zones within the FMD-free zone on a phased approach. The initial focus and first priority will be on establishing a control zone in the Karas region, while concurrently rehabilitating existing internal stock and game fencing in Hardap, Omaheke, and also the Juba region. This we hope to do and complete within the next 6 months. Honorable members, special attention will also be directed towards improving oversight of livestock movement within the buffer zone and high-risk regions to ensure full compliance with veterinary movement protocols and prevent unauthorized transfer that could accelerate disease spread. In addition, the ministry will establish a national foot and mouth disease vaccine storage facility to ensure rapid access to vaccine in the event of an outbreak, with particular focus on Karas and Hardap regions with immediate effect. Honorable members, Honorable Speaker, in view of the increasing proximity and the intensity of the risk, Namibia must urgently and aggressively accelerate its prevention and preparedness measures. In this regard, preliminary estimates indicate that an investment of 1.5 billion will be required over and above that which has already been made available in order to adequately protect a livestock sector valued at over 8 billion Namibian dollars and preserve access to vital markets.
Due to the importance, I will talk. You will allow it to be flexible to finish. Okay.
Honorable members, Honorable Speaker, the government through the Ministry of Agriculture, Fishery and Water and Land Reform remains unwavering in its commitment to protecting animal health, sustaining livelihoods, and preserving Namibia access to high-value international markets. In this regard, we will continue to implement proactive, science-based, and decisive measures to prevent and control foot and mouth disease in order to safeguard the integrity of our livestock sector and the broader national economy. Honorable Speaker, honorable members, as I conclude, I wish to reaffirm that safeguarding of Namibia's FMD-free status is a shared responsibility. Through vigilance, cooperation, and decisive action, we shall continue to protect our livestock sector and uphold resilience of our economy. I therefore call upon all stakeholders, farmers, traders, transporters, enforcement agencies, and the public at large to support and comply with the disease control measures that have been put in place. Let me take advantage of the opportunity to also call upon the retired veterinary officers that are all over the country to also join us in our efforts to protect our national herd, preserve our hard-won market advantages, and to ensure a prosperous and food-secure future for all Namibians. We are working with the Livestock and Livestock Product Board and commercial banks to also establish a FMD emergency fund, which we ask our stakeholders to also make a contribution. And with this, Honorable Speaker, thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, I wanted us to read Rule 136, ministerial statement. Maybe at the onset, I will ground the members, but we must just establish the ground rules. A minister who wishes to make the statement on some public matter for which he or she is responsible must inform the Speaker of his or her wish before the beginning of the sitting at which he or she wishes to make the statement. No, they had. The minister, the Speaker may, in his or her discretion, allow short questions to be put to the minister, making the statement for the purpose of elucidating it, making it clear. So questions that are put to the minister is with reference to the statement, foot and mouth, why is Ochononjuba excluded, and so, isn't it? Those are the questions that must be put to the minister, not general. And I say the Speaker may, not the Speaker must. The Speaker may, at his or her discretion, at his or her short questions. Can a question be 3 minutes if it's short? Can a question be 3 minutes and it's short? How long is short? 2 minutes? 2 minutes? 1 minute and a half? Okay, in mathematics, 1 minute and a half and 2 minutes is the same. Isn't it? 1.5 is 2, the answer you have given me. So, honorable members, 2 minutes, short questions. No, that one, I've said, I invoke on that one, Rule 106. Rule 106 says, the Speaker may, at his or her discretion, allow short questions. So the one of Honorable Sanet, there is no short questions. I told you, Honorable Mpanda, I said, I'm invoking Rule 136. We can check the Hansard. And therefore, in terms of that, I was just trying to, allow you to say what I'm saying. I thought you read, and therefore that's why I repeated it again. On that first one, I invoke Rule 136, subclause 2. So there is no question that goes to Honorable Sanet in reference to that. It's only Honorable Inge that it's the ruling, it's the statement that gives me. You just now said, we are wasting time and we are going. So, Honorable Amupanda, 2 minutes and elucidating the fact of foot and mouth. Okay.
Yeah, thank you very much. My 2 minutes is 130 seconds.
Yeah, it's now 2.
Yeah. So, Minister, for you to understand the question that I'm going to ask, you see, God works in mysterious ways. We want now agriculture as a whole contributes 6% to the country's GDP. This beef thing contributes only 2% of that 6%. Now, because it's white people who are affected, we want to invoke a 1 billion because there's FMD in South Africa. But the 60% of the cattle in our country are in Opuo all the way to Zambezi. We don't invest even close, just based on fear. 57 million already. Now the target is 1 billion. Is this not an indicative, a vindication, Minister, about what is fundamentally wrong with our approach, both to the beef industry and also in particular with the red line? Everything is all of a sudden been put in place. So we can mobilize $1 billion, Minister. $1 billion only on the basis of fear. But Namibians excluded for more than 120 years. We don't even allocate enough amount of money. With that money that we want to do on the basis of fear, that same amount could actually be used on that border to intervene. But because it's the bosses, it's white people that are involved, the colonizers are involved, we will run up and down for billion. God works in mysterious ways. Don't you agree, Minister? That maybe God is intervening for us to actually understand that Africans, we are the worst enemies to ourselves. I don't want to say I want FMD to come in the country, but maybe sometimes God works in mysterious ways so that you can understand the 120 years pain of our people. Don't you agree, Minister?
Thank you. Honorable, now the list change. Okay, Honorable Venani.
Honorable Speaker.
2 minutes.
First and foremost, I want to thank the Minister for a very proactive approach that you have taken, and through you thanking the government for that. Honorable Minister, just a correction. Beef production, beef sales, beef trade contributes 70% of the country's agricultural output. And it contributes...
No.
I have a right.
Yeah.
I have a right. Yes, I have a right.
No.
I have a right to make statistical evidence. It's true. 5.1%.
Don't correct me, I'm not wrong.
No. I also want to, because you are saying, I'm not white, I'm black like you, and I farm south of the red line. You can't say we are only protecting the whites while I'm black here. No. We have been fighting. I have been fighting this. No.
Hello, Honorable.
Okay.
Hello.
Let me make my point.
I will give you 1 minute.
1 minute.
Honorable members,
Yeah.
let's just respect. You take the floor. Just sit, Honorable Venani. You take the floor. You use your 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If the man says something that you regard him as a S, just accept it. He's a S in your heart, but allow him the same courtesy he extended to you. Okay. I say S.
Honorable Minister, my question is the following. South Africa is having a problem with vaccines. Where are we going to procure the vaccines? Which vaccines will we have in the event that there is an outbreak? And is there access to farmers to be able to access the vaccine? On the red line, I fully support that we must do something on the red line. And I've been the first politician in this country to say it, even in my manifesto in 2014.
Hello.
So
Reference to the elucidating the statement.
The red line is there because of the foot and mouth disease. The claim has always been, since 1963, we have never found foot and mouth disease in the red line. But we are saying there is foot and mouth in the north of us, on the red line.
Thank you.
So we must also be consistent, and I agree with you there.
Thank you, Honorable Ngari.
Yes, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I also want to thank, I don't farm with donkeys, actually. I want to thank the Honorable Minister for a very progressive statement. I only have 2 questions. One, we see how other countries are making progress in producing vaccines in their own countries and building capacity so that we move from just having storage units to actually having manufacturing capacity where we have factories and we're producing these vaccines. So what are we doing in that instance too? I want to ask, is the ministry and does the ministry intend to run awareness campaigns, especially for those rural farmers, using radio or television to really access the necessary information about vaccine, where they can get help, and what the government is doing in the interim? Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. I so submit.
Thank you, Honorable Ithete. Oh, okay, Honorable Ithete.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker.
I rise to support the effort from the minister to fight the foot and mouth disease. But I should state here very clear that the fight is directed at the wrong point. The fight is good, but the target is wrong. The foot and mouth disease did not start today, yesterday. It had been here for many years in the whole of Kunene, northern region up to Katima Mulilo. So when we fight the foot and mouth disease, let's start there. Let's start there so that we can solve the problem. By starting where it is generating now today and leaving where it had been there, we are not doing justice to our people. We are clearly telling the Namibian people that we are biased. We don't care with the people that have been affected for many years. We only care for those that have been affected today, which is a wrong thing. Let's start, foot and mouth did not start today. It's a good thing, let's fight it. But let's shoot the right target. Otherwise, it will continue coming back and coming back and coming back.
Thank you.
So submit.
Honorable Mvula.
Honorable Deputy Speaker, thank you for the opportunity. And thank you to the Honorable Minister for the ministerial statement. If you allow me, Honorable Deputy Speaker, for me to combine the two questions, that one from Honorable Hengari and one from Honorable Itete. Thank you. He's actually my neighbor. Anyways, in such a way, in structuring it actually in such a way that as a question, I would really like to know, and maybe it's not only me or this house, what surveillance mechanisms are in place and how effective they are in detecting the foot and mouth disease north of the red line. Because obviously we have all these gates. And this question comes obviously in the interest of not only the farmers that side of the red line or north of the red line, but also the consumers of beef. I so submit, Honorable.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Honorable Ganzorondu.
Yeah, thank you so much, Speaker. And thank you so much, Minister, for coming with a ministerial statement on a very sensitive issue. We saw it, what is happening in South Africa. 70% of Namibians depends on agriculture, while 23% are employed in agricultural sectors. So it's very important that we guard against foot and mouth disease, because if it is happen to land here, it will be catastrophic. But what I want is to know what is the plan of the ministry in terms of maintenance of the veterinarian fences all over the country, bordering South Africa, as a matter of fact, and Botswana also, and also the northern part. Because if you look between Sumkwe and Kavango, that fence has fallen down completely, and it's a challenge. And also between Oshituo and Sumkwe, it has fallen down also. It needs to be repaired, and Gam, on the other side. And because Gam is a yellow buffer zone, so it needs to be repaired. Therefore, we need to know the position in terms of making sure that those fences are maintained. Now, finally, do you have any team, Namibian experts, technical officials, that you have dispatched to South Africa to go and study the situation so that they can know that when we
Thank
are
you.
attacked,
Thank you.
what will happen.
Thank you. Honorable James.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. Honorable Minister, first of all, I would like to take this time to really appreciate you. Thank you and the entire industry, especially the Ministry of Agriculture, for that proactive approach, because the losses that we are seeing in South Africa, you wouldn't want to see that happening in Namibia. Now, considering that South Africa is one of our biggest markets, the institution of the banning of woven products from South Africa, what would then be our alternative market as far as marketing is concerned, especially 300,000 winners are being exported annually to South Africa, and what is our alternative as far as marketing is concerned? In terms of the contribution of this to livelihood, rural livelihood as far as Namibia is concerned is predominantly dependent on the livestock sector. And to qualify that, 70% of the agricultural sector economy is actually driven by the beef industry. And that amounts to, as you said rightfully, Professor Mupanda, 2.9%. But again, what is important out of that 2.9%, the rural setup of our country, of which not majority are in commercial farms, they are dependent on that very livelihood of agriculture, especially beef industry. Hence, that justifies that very investment of 1 billion to ensure that, provided that money is made available, that can actually be able to provide that. So I'm in concurrence of what you're saying as far as the red line is concerned, the VCF is concerned, but my interest is looking into how do we safeguard that very niche that we have. Honorable Minister, we have a European market where we gain foreign currency, and of course that's our biggest market. 2024, statistically we have actually benefited 5.7 billion in terms of the exchange rate or the trade between us and Europe. So now, what measures are we putting in place to ensure that the reputation and the image of our beef is upheld? And one of the issues is to ensure that we start earlier and we commence earlier. And in terms of that, I want to implore the issue of awareness creation among farmers.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Honorable Mulunga.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. And thank you very much to the Minister for the proactive action. I just want to find out what is the government's position when it comes to vaccination in the FND free status area. Are we then saying that should we have a spillover of foot and mouth disease into Namibia, we are going to vaccinate the whole national herd, or are we going to vaccinate perhaps dependent on the various zones within the country? Because should we decide to vaccinate as a country, it means that we have lost our status as a free FND zone, and that means it will have consequences as outlined by the previous speaker. Thank you.
Thank you. Honorable Lucato.
Honorable Speaker, thank you very much for the platform. Let me thank you, my relative sister, Honorable Minister, for your excellent statement report. I commend you for that one. I'm having two questions for you. The first question is that you mentioned about your staff, those who are currently, those who are going to be deployed or those who are on the field. And also you mentioned about the retired, those who were already retired. What's the figure of those, the numbers of the staff and the number of those retired, those who are going to be called? And the second one, I just want to ask you that you mentioned about millions of dollars involved budget. Maybe the figure, can you repeat it and also share the money involved for this project or for this campaign, so that it should not affect the Namibian people, the masses of this country. I thank you so much. I so submit.
Thank you. Honorable Karonda.
Deputy Speaker, and thank you also very much, Honorable Minister, for the statement. Two questions. One, are there any collaborative efforts between us? South Africa, Zimbabwe, I think, and
Botswana.
Botswana. And what is the shape of those collaborations? The second speaks to an issue that Honorable James also touched on, but I'm not too sure if my understanding is wrong. I thought our beef producers can still sell into the South African market. If my understanding is off, please do correct me. Thank you.
Thank you, Honorable Motu.
Thank you very much, Deputy Speaker. I would just like to ask a bit of the technicalities around the vaccine. I want to know how was the vaccine strain matching determined, because I know in Southern Africa the set 1, 2, 3 are the most predominant ones, and what is the expected level of antigenic protection that is brought in as a measure, and then 2 testing sites. In terms of testing the vaccine strains.
Group 3, please.
In terms of the testing sites, are the testing sites placed in various zones? And then what other mechanisms that you have put in place to have more researchers in place to ensure that we have a long-term strategy to eradicate, not just act when there's an emergency?
Yes. Thank you, Honorable Nekongo.
Yeah. No, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. Let me also thank the Minister, and also to say we salute you from the SWAPO party-led government. I know many people would not want to hear that, but as a caring and a caring government, we really thank you for making sure that
okay,
our...
Honorable, please, Honorable Member, I will name you, please.
I know that sometime...
no, please, just listen. Let's just listen.
I know.
I give you the strategy.
I know people are allergic to SWAPO, but it's the people that brought us here. And there is nothing wrong me to thank the SWAPO party for bringing the able minister to make sure that the cattle header and our beef industry in Namibia is protected. Since, Comrade Minister, you are a listening government, I just wanted to find out, because they say prevention is better than cure, I wanted just to find out when are you then perhaps finalizing, especially the hospital that was supposed to be built in Ondangwa, and I think the purpose was to make sure that we facilitate the vaccinations of our cattle. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Yeah, Honorable Namtenya.
Yeah.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. Thank you very much.
Help me there, help me. Thank you.
Group
Yeah.
4, stop.
Honorable members.
Group 4, you must stop.
Yeah, thank you very much, Honorable Deputy Speaker. My question is, no, thank you very much, Honorable Minister, for the statement. But I want to ask with regards to the red line, because the red line has been regulating the animal products, not just the live animals, but also the raw meat and other potentially, obviously, infectious products, restricted, moving from the north to the south due to, obviously, FMD. Now, in this case, now that we have an outbreak on this side, what will be the measures in terms of restrictions of these meat products coming from this side to the other side, which is the northern side? That's my question.
Thank you. Honorable Minister, the rules say 3 minutes. Flexibly, I can give you to answer the question. I think it's pertinent questions, FMD. It's the carrier of our economy, semantics, but I think allow me to give the Minister to answer.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker. I must admit that I have my team here, Dr. Shombe, the head of the Directorate of Veterinary Services. So I have been listening very carefully, They have taken note of the questions that have been asked, and we will reflect as we continue to refine our strategy going forward. So
Thank
now
you.
in terms of the specifics questions that have been asked, started off by Professor Mpanda, Honorable Professor Mpanda. He asked me whether I agree or not. And I think this requires a long debate for us to look at the statistics, at the contribution, at the number that is affected. So agreeing or not, I think we can engage further. The point is that our measures aim at protecting the outbreak of FNB in this part of the country are targeted all the farmers, both rural as well as commercial farmers. And we know the composition of our farmers. And the amount that I refer to of 1 billion, that is what is required if we have to fix everything. If we have to have the ideal protection measures of all the fences, including the one on the northern red line. So that is included, including all the fences in Ochodonjupa as well as in Omaheke. Honorable Venani, thank you very much for your comments. I don't know, where is your question? I have the one on, Honorable, where are we going to procure the vaccines and will farmers have access? We have an existing agreement with Botswana. We are currently procuring this vaccine from Botswana, and these are the vaccines that we are also using on an annual basis for the FMD campaign in the Zambezi region and other zones prone to infected zone. So we will continue to strengthen our collaboration with Botswana to make sure that we can have sufficient number of vaccines made available to us. One of the reasons that South Africa, for example, started going into the production of its own vaccine based on the strain of the viruses they have is because they couldn't get enough vaccine from Botswana. And Botswana obviously have customers and clients that they have already signed on for a long-term basis, and they were prioritizing those customers, including Namibia. So once those vaccines are available, and once, currently, these are preventative measures, we don't have a reported outbreak. And I think there was a question, what vaccine, what type of vaccine will you be procuring? Because it has to be based on the virus, the strain of the virus. So until that time when we have an outbreak and it's likely to come from the Northern Cape, we have tested it and we have confirmed it. That's when we order the specific vaccine to be available to us. Honorable Hengari, I think we are building capacity over time. At the moment, our short-term measure is to try and prevent the outbreak into Namibia. So our defense is the southern part, reinforce the measures there, make sure that we are able to prevent the spread further than the southern part of the country, and then we start building on the capacity for medium to long term. And as I speak, our DVS Directorate is in continuous engagement with Botswana and South Africa. They are speaking almost on a daily basis. They are exchanging information so that they are well equipped and ready for when we have, in the unlikely event, and touch wood, in the unlikely event that we have an outbreak, at least we are prepared accordingly. Yes, we will have information campaigns across the country, and that information campaigns have already started. The DVS department from January onwards, they have already started going in the various regions and engaging farmers. They were in Ekaras, they were in Hardap, they were in Omaheke, I believe, also in January. So in terms of, that is part of the ongoing campaign. As I said, the collaboration with the veterinary officers of those countries is ongoing, and the particular vaccine that we are going to be looking at are those that are within the Southern African region, because the strain is likely to be either from Botswana or from South Africa. The other comments in terms of Honorable Ifete, I think I get your point. The issue of FMD that we are talking about is a matter that affects the lives of all our people, both across and from the south. And I can only say that the Ministry of Agriculture, since I joined that ministry, they have invested heavily with the support from our development partners, in particular the European Union, to try and make sure the beef from the northern area can also be traded internationally. And to that effect, the Rundu abattoir, the Katima Mulilo abattoir, they have all been certified for export based on the commodity trade protocols. We are building one of the biggest feedlot at Etunda with a capacity of 1,000, and that is precisely so that we can get the winners and the tollies from the farmers, keep them there, slaughter them, and export them to international markets, including the Middle East and North Africa, who have shown interest. So we are working gradually. We have built facilities, an insemination center near Okapia, so that we can also improve the genetics in that area. We are building the vet clinic, one in, I think, Okahau, and one...
Is there another 3 corner this side also?
The one of Ondangwa, we picked up issue with a contractor, typical, and that delayed the finalization of the construction of that clinic. Once we resolve the legal issue with the contractors, we will continue to prioritize the finalization of that clinic. In terms of the maintenance, Honorable Kandorolu, this is part of our overall big picture for the 1 billion that we are going to be looking for. But I've also been saying to farmers, because farmers have been engaging me, that we all have a role to play. And if farmers have the capacity to collaborate with government and to start repairing those fences, we can provide the material and they can do the labor. So we are looking at various options so that we are not delayed in focusing on the south while the east is compromised. So we're going to be working with the Farmers Union, and I've been meeting with the Farmers Union representative who have expressed their willingness to collaborate with us. We just need to tell them what it is that we want them to do. And those are some of the thoughts that we have, that some of the areas we can collaborate with the Farmers Union. In terms of Honorable Werikwa, for the export of winners, at the moment the export of winners to South Africa are allowed. But the moment we have an outbreak, then there will be a ban of movement of all livestock in and out of Namibia into South Africa or wherever. But in terms of long-term diversification of the winners market, we have been engaging with some of the biggest buyers of our winners, including Karan beef. We spoke to them, we asked them to come and set up a feedlot in Namibia and start operating from Namibia. Those engagements have started already, and they must be at an advanced stage. The one thing they were saying, our disadvantage is the fodder and the cost thereof. Because if they cannot bring it from South Africa, obviously, and we need to plant it, and they are saying, you find some farmers to plant the fodder for us, we are happy to buy. So we need to create those linkages. Yes, of course, all these efforts are aimed at upholding the image and the reputation of our beef products, because we are currently certified as FMD-free without vaccination. The moment we vaccinate, we lose that status. And the Europeans don't want to buy meat with vaccination or any hormone in it. So our first focus is to make sure that we prevent the outbreak of the disease in Namibia. I think, Honorable Mulunga, you are quite right. And if we start vaccinating, we'll lose those status. And that's something else. That's why currently we are able to command a premium price on our beef. But if we lose it, then we'll become like South Africa, FMD-free with vaccination. And there's a different market for that. Honorable Lucato, I think we can share share the money. Once we fundraise enough money and we have surplus, we will look at other agricultural needs within all the regions, and we'll invest that money there. So it will not go to waste. Indeed, it will be diverted to the relevant needs. Honorable Karonda, yes, we are collaborating with South Africa and Botswana. And we will go out to the farmers and we will communicate so that the farmers are also able to have access to whatever resources we may have available. I think, Honorable Motu, the vaccine, how it was determined, I think it will be determined based on the strain of the virus that may be detected as having broken out. Botswana has a capacity to respond rapidly in terms of the production of the vaccine based on the requirement of their clients. In terms of the long-term strategy, yes, our long-term strategy is to ensure that we remain FMD-free without vaccination status, and therefore prevention is our focus, and rebuilding the blue zones, making sure that the country is compartmentalized so that if there is an outbreak in the south, the central is secured, and if there's one in the east, the north is secured. So that is our strategy. I think, Honorable Nekongo, I have somewhat addressed when are we going to finalize the clinic in Ontangwa. And Honorable Ramutenya, I think I have addressed also your concern or questions that you have. Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker.
Thank you. Okay. That said and done brings us to the end. No, just wait. I owe you, the House, a ruling in terms of Honorable Moton to the ruling, to the motion of Honorable Angula. That ruling I'm going to read, and tomorrow when we start, Speaker will announce the ruling in terms of whether it's the same or whether they are different. I just wanted the House to take note. I was supposed to make a ruling in terms of so that ruling will stand over until tomorrow. At announcement, the ruling will be made. Okay. Thank you. That's said and done. The House stands adjourned on automatic adjournment until tomorrow, 2:30. Thank you.